Once we heard about it and experienced it in the trainings, we were sold. It was really phenomenal to see how fast it worked. And it was exactly what we were needing to add to our practice. And I find that a lot of the time, people who have tried maybe EMDR or brain spotting or something else, they know the power that those type of interventions have. And so they're willing to give something else a try. If they haven't experienced something like that, I'll give them a little bit of what I call my elevator pitch, kind of just talking about how we already know, advertisers, marketers, decorators, interior designers use color and light all the time to make us feel certain ways in a space or to react a certain way to an advertisement. And so it's similar, right? Like we're trying to get you to recall certain things, and we'll use light and color and you talking about it to process through the things that you're stuck on. And I find that people can relate to that enough. And once we get into it, and in that first session that they try it, they physically feel that transformation happen. That's enough for them to want to keep going. It definitely expedites their ability to work through, especially some of the more acute symptoms that they're experiencing. So if they're experiencing really high anxiety, panic attacks every day, not able to sleep, heart rate kind of racing, that kind of stuff, flashbacks, things like that, that especially is distressing and interrupting their life. They can't do the things that they want to do. They're not getting the kind of sleep that they need. And I find that if we can start there and get a little bit of reduction, then they're able to just access treatment overall more effectively. And then we're able to kind of adjust our treatment plan from there. So it depends on what the person is coming to me with. If it's really complex treatment, I might want to see them for what I call like an intensive. So a couple of days in a row doing ETT. Other people I see weekly or bi-weekly, and we'll just do ETT during the course of their regular session, sometimes after checking in for a little bit, and then we'll do ETT for the second half of the session, just kind of on whatever it is that's coming up for them. So it varies, and I think that's one of the things that is really great about it is it's really adaptable to what each client needs. This is something that is fully based on research. Yes, ETT needs a lot more of its own research done, but it's happening. And that still doesn't mean that we can't use it because it's working. A lot of clinicians are also familiar with a lot of the other modalities that we've talked about before, EMDR being one of them. And early adopters of that were kind of in the same position. They heard that it was working and gave it a try, and clients were having success with it. So I think ETT is similar, right? Like we know that it's based on research. We know that it works. Dr. Vasquez has written books. He's published articles. So if you're the person who wants that really deep scientific research, I'll direct them to that. But if not, I'll tell them some of the client successes that I've had, and it's usually enough for them to be at least interested in learning more. Specifically, I work a lot with neurodiversity, autism, and ADHD. So one of my most recent intensives that I did was working with somebody who had pretty intense ADHD, lifelong experiences of having just a lot of difficulty with how that impacts their life. And after completing the intensive, there's just been a lot of relief in a lot of the things that person just found really difficult. Work has improved, sleep has improved, their ability to show up as a spouse and a parent has improved. I think that being able to hear my passion for it and how it's worked with my clients is something that they can relate to. A lot of clients will come to me wanting to either reduce the amount of medication they're on. It either is no longer as effective as they wanted it to be, or they're just wanting to get off of it. And we will use ETT to help reduce the symptoms that they're experiencing, whether it be depression, anxiety, difficulty with inattention, lots of things. After, we'll be working through ETT for a while, and they will meet with their prescriber, and often they're able to reduce or even sometimes get off of the medication that they're wanting to get off of. And I think that's a really powerful thing for them to have more agency in their treatment and be able to do what they want with their life and their health.